day after IT sector unions in Karnataka opposed the state government's proposal to increase the working hours of IT employees to 14 hours a day, the National Association of Software and Services Companies, that is the NASSCOM, has also voiced its disapproval. NASSCOM clarified that they did not support the move and emphasized their commitment to the 48-hour work week standard in India. Ashish Agarwal, the VP and head of public policy at NASSCOM, in his statement said, and I quote, "All we have asked is for flexibility within the 48-hour weekly limit to help companies standardize their operations across states." Let's now connect with Anaga Keshav from India Today for more on this. Anaga, what exactly is it that the NASSCOM is saying?
NASSCOM, they've stated that they support the 48-hour work week and that extending the 10 hours to 14 hours is not really the kind of demand that they have asked from the Karnataka government. In fact, the government has stated that they have been receiving huge pressure from the IT heads in Bengaluru, in Karnataka, to extend the number of working hours from 10 to 14. At the moment, it's 9 plus 1, which is 9 hours plus 1 hour additional overtime. But now the government is saying that they are receiving huge pressure, mounting pressure, in fact, from all the IT firms, BPO sectors as well, from the shops and commercial establishments, in order to extend the 10-hour workday duration to 14 hours. This has been met with severe resistance coming in from the State Employees Union, calling in on the health effects mostly. They are saying that if this continues, employees will lose having a balance between personal and social life, and this will lead to serious concerns for depression and heart diseases, is what the union has also pointed out. But in the assembly, H.K. Patil, who heads the law affairs, he stated that this issue will be taken up in the cabinet meeting today, and then subsequently this will be tabled on the floor of the house and it will be passed, is what H.K. Patil said. When we spoke to BJP, the opposition, they didn't really oppose the bill much, so it really does look like it's going to lean towards this 14-hour workday bill being passed. But if this really happens, Sneha, truly exploitatory in nature, which all the employees and people in Karnataka are severely opposing. But we need to wait and watch if this will, if government will really yield and pass the bill or not.
How likely is it, Anaga, that the bill will be passed?
Predominantly, there are three departments that fall under this. One's the Labour Ministry headed by Santosh Lad, then IT-BT Minister Priyank Kharge, then Industries Minister M.B. Patil. We are being told that Santosh Lad, the Labour Minister, is against this bill. He's not really for this bill. He's the one who has been flagging the health effects, striking that balance between personal and professional life. And one major concern in this bill is that, according to the State Union, Employees Union, they are stating that this will reduce the 3 work shifts to 2, essentially meaning that 1/3 of the workforce will be out of their jobs if the number of working hours for each employee is increased. So that's the kind of risks that we are talking about. The government at this point, barring Santosh Lad apart, looks like this is, they are favoring this bill. They might even go ahead and pass this bill in the assembly, given the fact that even the BJP at this point is not really opposing this bill. When we spoke to Vijayendra this morning, who heads the BJP in Karnataka, he didn't, look like he was opposing this bill, and neither did R. Ashok, who heads the leader of opposition for Karnataka. So at this point, it really looks like this bill is going to be passed in the government, given the fact that there's not much opposition, which hugely favors the companies, but very, very, very employee unfriendly. And the health effects, it's truly alarming when we think about an employee working for 14 hours a day. And imagine a city like Bengaluru that has always been grappling with traffic issues. If we even cash in the commuting number of hours, totally an employee will be working for 16 hours a day. Truly alarming case, which the government really needs to think about before passing in the assembly.
Thank you for joining us. The debate over the 14-hour workday proposal is far from over, with strong opinions from all sides. Extending work hours to 14 hours a day would drastically impact employees' ability to spend time with family, pursue hobbies, and rest. A 14-hour workday could push them to the brink of burnout. These are not luxuries, but necessities that foster creativity, productivity, and job satisfaction. Besides, how is it fair that only the IT or the BPO sector is under question here? Any decision on this proposal will need to carefully consider the well-being of the workforce alongside the needs of the industry. It's time to prioritize people over profit, ensuring that work enhances life rather than consuming it. Moving on, the Karnataka State IT/ITES Employees Union, or the KITU, has been vocal in their opposition, warning of severe mental health issues for employees and potential job losses if the workday is extended. They argue that this would enable companies to shift from a three-shift to a two-shift system, potentially reducing the workforce by one-third. Let's listen to Suhas Adiga, General Secretary of Karnataka State IT/ITES Employees Union.
And any common person who is working in any industry can understand that employee in no condition can work for 14 hours in any condition. So this is the crisis what we are facing. So like we can rely on some of the reports, study reports which are out there in public. So in one report suggested by KCCA, Knowledge Chamber of Commerce and Industries. So currently in IT and IT-enabled sector, 45% of the employees are currently facing issues like mental health issues like depression, and up to 55% of the employees are facing issues such as this one back pain, neck pain, or this one vitamin D deficiency, etc.
Gate meetings and street campaigns are going on across Bangalore under the banner of Karnataka State IT/ITES Employees Union. Congress is in damage control mode after the Jobs for Locals fiasco, with the Law Minister H.K. Patil stating that the decision is still under discussion and stakeholders will be consulted.
As you have seen, this overtime and homework, etc., work from home, is there where boys and girls of that IT industry work more than 8 hours. Keeping that in view, to facilitate and to make them feel that they are going by law also, the particular bill is now brought, and it is to convenience the industry and also employees.
Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar echoed his views, saying that the proposal is not final.
No, let anyone, I may oppose, you may oppose. We have to take them into conference. It is, the working hours will be different from the outer part of the country on the international timings. So we will discuss with them. We will call all of them and look at, we want them to have a very peace atmosphere.
Labour Minister Santosh Lad acknowledged the dissent coming in from the union and said that a call will be taken after deliberation.
The bill has come to us because the IT industries, it's not the minister who has bought himself, the industries are pressurizing. Asking for this they want. So obviously since the pressurization is from the industries there, so this bill has come to us. Still we are evaluating from the Labour Department. Now the question is, I want all the heads of the industries to discuss on this. Now it's an open domain, right? People are free, so they express for everything. So I want all the big heads on this to be debated, express their view. And since this matter has come into the public, there are so many dissents among the IT employees. I want people to have their opinion. Based on to that, definitely, we as a department, we will look into what has to be done.
Sir, what about the health effects of employees, their personal life, social life?
No, that's what my IT heads, so-called the people are there, no? Big heads in this country. They have to come and discuss, right? For everything they come out. So I want all the IT heads, IT companies, owners, directors, let them come, pen in their opinion, whether it is required or not. Now the dissent is coming from the union, isn't it? Why does not the IT industry people, the heads, they have to speak about it? If they speak positive or negative, the government will look into that what it has to be done.
So this was a proposal put forth by the IT, the owners of the IT companies?
Because they are pressurizing the government, right? Without their consent, why will we do suo motu? It's nothing done by suo motu by any department. Neither the IT minister has done. So the pressure has come from the IT industry itself. So that's why the proposal has come to us.
So why can't the government put its foot down and say that we will not pass this bill because it has adverse health effects on the people?
Government has done nothing. The proposal has come. So it's good that it is in a public domain now. So definitely government and my department in our wisdom will take definitely a call. But my request and appeal to all the people is let them give their opinion because it's in a public domain.
State BJP chief Vijayendra took to X to criticize the government for focusing on this proposal instead of improving its productivity and addressing the economy. He also spoke to India Today and said that all stakeholders should be taken into confidence.
That issue needs to be discussed. My request to the Honorable Chief Minister is, see, Bangalore is a global hub, it's a IT hub. Whatever decision that needs to be taken regarding to IT and other department, private sector, every stakeholder has to be taken into confidence. Chief Minister cannot take decision unilaterally. Let them set right the whatever inefficiencies there in Karnataka and the state government. For example, last week, All of a sudden, Chief Minister feels that, more reservation has to be given in the private sector also. We are not opposing it. We welcome that move. But the fact is, or the doubt is whether Chief Minister was really serious on this issue.
BJP's Ashwath Narayan called the 14-hour workday unreasonable.
In the manufacturing sector, particularly related to electronics, during our tenure in the BJP government, we had brought a 12-hour working shift on the working time, 12 hours. It's really surprising, and more so the 12-hour work shift with a maximum ceiling of 48 hours per week. We should not cross 48 hours per week with 12 hours working. We have not crossed any time limit. We had kept in mind whatever the maximum working hours per week it should be there. We had adhered complete to that timings. Hearing this new proposal, in each shift having 14 hours, it is completely unreasonable. The 12-hour shift was brought in so that the factory can work in 2 shifts, not in 3 shifts, not to have a maximum working hours, and they should stick on to the maximum of 12-hour working shift, not to 14 hours. It is completely unreasonable, unscientific. It is really a burden, and no employee can take this kind of burden, or this kind of working hours can be withstood by any of the employees, and more so they should stick on to the maximum working hours of 48 hours per week, even if it is brought in front of the house, in the place in our house, or in the outside, or any policy decision. We completely oppose anything beyond 12 hours is completely unacceptable, and more so they should stick on to 48 hours per week.
It is quite a shock that the IT companies are pushing for such a diktat, not considering the emotional wellness of employees. The high levels of stress amid challenges in achieving work-life balance and juggling personal and professional responsibilities is compounded by issues like insufficient recognition, low morale, and a constant fear of judgment. Do you feel that companies are treating employees more as commodities while completely disregarding work-life balance? Let us know in the comments below. I am Deepthi Rao, and you are watching India Today, SoSouth.